Moses Kuria is back. Moses Kuria has been out of active politics for the last 5 months after suffering serious burns last year, September. And he's been out of active politics. In fact, he's been out of the country for 3 months. But then he is coming back and is going to hold a national prayer rally in Thika Stadium on 18th, that is Saturday. A very big event. And I listened to people saying that Moses Kuria is the Lionel Messi, seems everyone else is looking for him. What do you think? Do you think Moses Kuria is being overrated? Because, I don't know. Yesterday, I watched the interview at Citizen TV. And I saw a different Moses Kuria, a man that is a little bit trying to be humble, very cautious with his words, and again, having a firm stand. So in this video, I wanted to look at different options that Moses Kuria have and the grounds of making those choices after he comes back and starts now active politics. He's been doing politics in social media. But just to try to keep you abreast of what the current image and what Moses Kuria is, something that is running on his mind, let me just point out some of the few things that he talked about at that interview. And at your free time, you'll watch that interview. When he was asked about why William Ruto fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta, I think Kuria was a bit preservative and came out to defend that maybe it was not about the handshake, but the way the handshake was handled. He spoke very clearly about that. Secondly, there is a matter that he really addressed, because why also he fell out with William Ruto. For the record, Moses Kuria are among the founder members of Hustler Nation, Hustler movement. The Hustler was a movement. So he was asked, why did he fall out? But then in a very direct answer, that William Ruto said that they were not going to work with small parties. But after that, when Moses Kuria was in hospital in Dubai, William Ruto seems to have changed his mind and now opted to work with ANC and Ford Kenya. And interestingly, he said that, of course, maybe the ANC and Ford Kenya from Uganda, so he's waiting for their turn. And I want you to listen to that part here.
My intention initially was that Chama cha Kazi and UDA work together, but at that point, by the time I left Kenya, William Ruto and UDA were very categorical that they were not for alliances, so there was no opportunity by that time to sit down and discuss areas of convergence or areas of divergence. I have seen scenes that everywhere now I find the UDA logo. There is also the ANC logo and the Ford Kenya logo. So I assume that ANC and Ford Kenya are parties from Uganda. So we'll wait for our chances for them to engage parties from Kenya.
Okay. So that is evident that his fallout was on this issue of the parties. And also, he's so skeptical on the success of President Uhuru Kenyatta's tour in central Kenya. He mentioned something that I kept on saying here. He is actually saying that the central Kenya people have lost interest in the presidency because they've had presidents, but they've not seen landmark changes in their lives. And so they need what is called maybe counseling. That's what I normally say, that consciousness. The Central Kenya people will only buy a very good understanding on how the presidency is going to help them. The few people in the villages don't know. But the guys that are working in government, personally I have 3 people from my family who are working in government, different ministries. They will tell you that, bro, there is something special by having one of your own in the ministries, in the government. So that is also something that I think the consciousness that is needed. That is something that Moses Kuria pointed out. Then he was a worried man. Where did the spirit of hustler nation go to? And guys, can you ask me, do you think it has eroded? What I only understand is this, that it started as a hustler nation, and it was a movement that was juxtaposed with the dynasty. That's why there was hustler dynasty. Then after they realized that the dynasty thing was never then tenable, they now moved in and it now became just the bottom-up economy. So the bottom-up, I think, was trying to empower people at the bottom of the pyramid. Instead of giving money to the big companies, you give money to these mambogas, these small people, and empower that economy. Then in the long run, they will pay taxes and you run the government. That's what I understood with the bottom-up. Then when Musalia Mudavadi and the ANC joined, it became bottom up, kazi ni kazi, pesa mfukoni. Oh, at that moment, now I don't understand it. But Moses Kuria was there because of kazi ni kazi, because chama chake ni chama cha kazi. Very interesting. What do you understand of those three slogans? Bottom up, kazi ni kazi, pesa mfukoni. You're going to tell us what you understand. Now, what do you think are the options that Moses Kuria have when he rejoins active politics? That's what I want us to look at very critically. But before we do that, if you're watching this video and you've not yet subscribed, take a second and subscribe. And also, more importantly, click the notification bell so that when we publish a video, you will be notified. I want us to move swiftly to that part. In my opinion, I think Moses Kuria have some 4 options. Option number 1 is to join Azimio la Umoja. The grounds of joining Raila's Azimio la Umoja is first to avoid confrontation with President Uhuru Kenyatta. This confrontation, I mentioned that the politicians from Central Kenya who wants to have a political lifeline after even during this general election, is just to make sure that they play second fiddle to Uhuru Kenyatta. Because you never know. Secondly, he can support Azimio la Umoja on condition that is being picked as the running mate. Because he's ready. He mentioned that he's ready. 3, the Azimio la Umoja will be a very good space for him to build that party. Because when he is in Azimio la Umoja, and within Azimio la Umoja, I can tell you nomination is a big headache. And I will do one video about these nominations. He will be a fallback plan for these MPs, and with that, his party is going to benefit a lot within the Azimio la Umoja. That is something that he can do. And also, importantly, his last condition, he mentioned that he's only going to join a formation that has highest chances of winning. So if he realizes that the next government is going to be formed by Raila through the Azimio la Umoja, then he's going to join Azimio la Umoja. Second option for Moses Kuria is to join William Ruto. So another condition for joining William Ruto is the running mate. That is what Moses Kuria is going for, I am telling you. And seems he has changed from his initial statement that the running mate from Central Kenya must come from Martha Karua. In fact, he didn't even mention Martha Karua. Secondly, is he can join William Ruto if he's going to get equal treatment like ANC and Ford Kenya. Because that's what he mentioned. And in fact, if he wants the visibility of the party, then he should go to UDA. Because UDA only has 3 parties, UDA, ANC, and Ford Kenya. So if he joins it as a chama cha kazi, that will be the 4th party. So he's going to enjoy more monopoly compared to Azimio, because Azimio has many parties. It is Jubilee, ODM, Ubuntu, Mbas, KUP, PA by Amason Kingi, NAC Kenya, chama cha Zalendo, chama cha kazi, a lot. Azimio is only going to have almost 10 parties. But then UDA still have few parties, so he can make. And another condition for him to work with William Ruto and join William Ruto is first. Yes, guys, so I was saying that another reason that can make him work with William Ruto, apart from the other two, is also the re-emergence of Hustler Nation. Because he was asking, where is Hustler Nation? He was not seeing the spirit of Hustler Nation, but you see, they were the founders. So in any case, that is work. Now, the third option that Moses Kuria have is to form his own coalition. Let him form his own coalition. If these two other fellas are not willing to give him the running mate position, and he wants to revamp that party, let him go and form another coalition with other small parties. Then in the new coalition, let him do regional zoning and zone in some few constituencies and counties in central Kenya. Then he's going to garner some votes. I don't know. Do you think Moses Kuria have a county in central Kenya where he can even win a governor's post? I also don't know. If you know, you can tell us. Because to be honest, he cannot win any county governor or senate post outside central Kenya. And if there is also any in central Kenya, also let me know. Personally, I'm not saying. So he can only do some zoning and get some few MPs and MCs around there. But on making his own coalition, where he can even be the flag bearer, then he also picks a running mate. And with that, even if he doesn't win, but his party can gain something. Even though he stands to lose more, because that already is seen as a losing or a project or something. The other option is what he's doing. Don't get to Azimio, don't join William Ruto, don't form any coalition, just be yourself and the party leader of Chama cha Kazi. But I can tell you that one is political oblivion. He doesn't have a future. He's only waiting to get few numbers, some 2 MCAs, 3 MPs or here, then form a pre-election, post-election alliance. I don't know. I don't even see, because with that, he cannot even get a speaker. He cannot even negotiate after general election. So the other option of saying he remains and do that, let him change his position and go and seek senator in Kiambu or still an MP. But this option of saying that, oh, I'm the party leader of Chama cha Kazi, I want to build this party, he will not get candidates if he will not get quality candidates for that party if he does not seek the presidential vote. Because these other 5 elective seats, they want to ride on the presidential euphoria. If he doesn't have the presidential euphoria, he's not going to attract many aspirants for this small post. Guys, that's my analysis. And what do you think Moses Kuria are some of the options that Moses Kuria is going to do? Then what do you predict on Saturday? My prediction on Saturday is William Ruto may not attend the prayer rally.